The chapter An Investment Perspective of Human Resource Management takes an investment-oriented approach to HR management, viewing employees as assets that create value for the organization. The author argues that HR professionals need to think like investors, considering the sources of employees' value and how to measure and manage that value over time. Employees are more valuable than physical assets. Physical assets could not develop and grow. Humans are conscious they are self-adjusting behavior to make proactive decisions. Valuation of human resources is tricky and more difficult. During financial challenges, organizations lay off their employees. That temporarily effective, but in long run it is devastating for the organization. One important concept in this chapter is the HR value chain, which is a framework for understanding how HR practices contribute to organizational performance. The HR value chain starts with the recruitment and selection of employees, followed by their training and development, compensation and benefits, and finally their retention and engagement. Each of these HR practices creates value for the organization in different ways, and they are all interconnected. To measure the value created by HR practices, the author introduces the concept of HR metrics. These are quantitative measures of HR performance that can be used to track progress, identify areas for improvement, and align HR practices with organizational goals. Some common HR metrics include employee turnover, productivity, and satisfaction. Another key concept in this chapter is the investment perspective. This is the idea that HR practices should be evaluated based on their return on investment, just like any other business investment. To calculate the ROI of HR practices, organizations need to identify the costs of those practices and the benefits they generate. By comparing the costs and benefits, organizations can determine whether their HR practices are delivering a positive ROI. Finally, the chapter emphasizes the importance of valuing employees as assets. Just like other assets, employees have a value that can be measured and managed over time. This requires a long-term perspective on HR management, recognizing that investments in employees may take time to pay off, but can lead to sustained competitive advantage over time. In summary, An Investment Perspective of Human Resource Management offers a fresh perspective on HR management, viewing employees as assets that create value for the organization. By understanding the sources of employees' value, measuring that value with HR metrics, and managing that value over time, HR professionals can help drive organizational performance and success.